let me go at this because we got a new story that just came out from the Athletic about the New York Knicks. And the story title is New York Knicks mailbag Giannis watch and could Ben Simmons be a serious option? Now, I hope the Ben Simmons shit is a joke. First of all, I don't want him anywhere close to the Knicks. Now, I'm going to read a part of this and I'm going to comment as we go. Last week, the franchise signed Mikal Bridges to a 4-year, $150 million extension, keeping New York's core that made Eastern Conference Finals this past season intact for the next few years. So I think the Mikal Bridges signing is a pretty good signing. I think he could be more productive offensively because I think averaging 15 or 16 points for him, I don't think that's enough. I think he could be as productive as about 20 a game, plus be a good defender in what he did last season. Now, New York Knicks coach Mike Brown recently added former Sacramento Kings assistant Ricardo Foy and Charles Allen. That doesn't really matter. As for the roster, after signing Jordan Clarkson, which is, I think, a very good pickup for the Knicks, he's a tricky shooter, can hit some threes, can get in off the bench and get some energy going. So the Knicks were missing somebody like that after they traded away DiVincenzo. So I think that's actually a very good pickup. And then you got the Gershon Yabusele, the guy that I think he played for France, or I don't remember what team he played for, but he was the guy that dunked on LeBron James in the Olympics. So he's good. He's a tough guy. I like him playing for the Knicks. We need that kind of energy. There's no question. Then they go into answering questions of the fans, and the question go as follow. Did the Mikal extension have any correlation with the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation in Milwaukee? It is my understanding that Leon Rose and company have been monitoring Giannis Antetokounmpo's situation in Milwaukee very closely, even before the offseason started. Many around the league believe the Knicks are interested in star hunting, and while that opportunity hasn't popped up yet, I certainly believe it is in the cards if the right situation presents itself. As for Bridges' extension, I don't think it's a coincidence the New York Knicks waited this long into the summer to get it done. The Giannis situation has lingered, but people I've talked to are fairly confident Antetokounmpo will start next season with Milwaukee. And I do agree with that. Then the next line says, I also don't think it's a coincidence that the Knicks signed Bridges to an extension before August 6th. Now, if the Knicks would have signed Bridges after August 6th, then that would create a problem because Bridges wouldn't be able to be traded before this upcoming season's trade deadline. Because they signed him before August 6th, he can be traded before that trade deadline. So if a situation arises and for some reason Antetokounmpo is not happy seeing how the season is going, he doesn't feel the good chemistry with the team. I mean, he just lost Damian Lillard. Who does he have there to kind of fill in that scoring void? I don't know. I don't think Milwaukee is going to be doing good next season. Simple as that. But if he's not happy enough, and he doesn't say anything before the season starts, and he doesn't say, I want to be traded before then, he might start the season with Milwaukee, like it said. And then as the season progresses, before the deadline, the trade deadline, if he sees that Milwaukee is doing really badly, and there's not many options of something, showing him that something could change or improve or whatever it might be, I think Giannis might request that trade before the trade deadline. If the Knicks would even have a chance to get him, I would rather they get him before the season starts so we could get a training camp and get the chemistry going and all that other stuff. Who the Knicks would offer, I don't know. If it's Bridges, I would understand that, but I would, if Giannis would come to the Knicks, I would like to keep Cat and Brunson. Brunson's not going anywhere. Cat might be something that is requested by Milwaukee in a trade for Giannis, but if we can keep Cat and bring in Giannis with Jalen Brunson, I mean, that would be kind of scary. Now, the next question that they posted in there is Ben Simmons really a serious option the Knicks are considering? They certainly need another playmaker, but come on, Ben Simmons? It says Simmons has been talked about around the Knicks per league sources with their minimum roster slot. If you're asking what we think of it, we wouldn't be a fan of the signing. I wouldn't be a fan of the signing. I mean, the guy, every situation he went to for the last few years, it just kind of seems like he's using that situation to make money, but really not giving anything in return. I mean, as I said in the beginning of the video, I don't want Ben Simmons anywhere close to my New York Knicks. Simple as that. Let's leave it at that. There's no more to even go into that. Now, next one. How realistic does it look that the Knicks will offer Mitchell Robinson an extension or a new deal with the second apron? I've spoken about Mitchell Robinson before. In my opinion, Mitchell Robinson, yes, he's a good defender in spurts. He is a liability for the Knicks. I would love to trade him for somebody that would be 3/4 of the defense of the defender that he is, but a little bit more reliable on the offensive end. I mean, you want to go through Hacker Mitch again in the playoffs? If we need him and he can't be on the court, like what's the reason to have him? You know what I'm saying? And offer him an extension? What is he going to expect to get? I mean, it says Robinson's situation has more to do with New York's uncertainty about whether the often injured big men can stay healthy. As things stand now, Robinson is extension eligible. Until he signs an extension, he'll play next season on a $12.9 million expiring contract. So his last season. I think the Knicks should start the season with Mitchell Robinson. And if they could potentially then include him and Bridges in a Giannis scenario, great. If they could use him as a trade chip because he has an expiring contract, and teams sometimes go for that to get some money off their books, to get somebody else and improve at the center position, that's an awesome move too. But I'm sorry, but I don't have faith in Mitchell Robinson becoming a much better player than he is right now. He's a great defensive player. I can't say in spurts. He's often hurt, and he's a great liability on the offensive end. I mean, simple as that. Who's the backup PG next season? Kolek or someone else? Kolek played in the summer league. I like the guy. I don't think he's the type to be a guy that backs up Jalen Brunson, especially with, much higher minutes. I think Jalen Brunson should play a little bit less. We should save the guy a little bit. But Kolek, I don't see that. I think the Knicks should try to improve at the point guard position. If in any possible way, without losing a lot, we could get our hands back on DiVincenzo, I think that would be an awesome fit for the Knicks. I mean, the guy was a pest on the defensive end, and he was a spark off the bench, man. He was a spark off the bench. He was shooting threes. He was shooting lights out from three when he was playing for the Knicks. So I would love to get him back on the Knicks. So that's pretty much what came out. I also saw an interview. I think Kat was on the Carmelo Anthony podcast, and he was talking to him, and he was asked a question by Carmelo Anthony or somebody in that podcast if he thinks that the Knicks have enough to win a championship. He said yes, that they do. They showed it last playoffs, all that other stuff.
I just came from having a 2-hour dinner with Mike Brown here. So this was the first time we actually met. We actually got to speak, talk about the team, get to actually know each other. We have a chance to win a championship, and that's only going to really happen if everyone's connected and everyone has to be fully invested into each other and into our goals. So kind of just really getting to know him, the way he likes to play basketball, the way he wants to coach, the way he wants to operate practices and everything.
Oh, he practiced?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys have everything you need to win it all now? If not, what's missing?
Nah, I think we showed last year we did a lot. We did a lot with people saying we weren't using a bench and everything, but we still made it work, and we love our team. Our locker room is really good, and that's what makes it special. When your locker rooms that connected and can't be bothered by any of the outside noise and stuff, that's when you have a championship team. Because at the end of the day, people will talk, but as long as everyone in that locker room believes in each other and in this goal we have, ain't none of that matter on the outside.
That's a fact, bro. We talk about that a lot on the show where you could put the best roster, you could 2K it up and put all the fire names on the roster, but like you said, if you don't got the locker room, you don't got that cohesion, it's not gonna happen, man.
I don't think they do. I don't think the Knicks have enough to win a title at this moment, unless Bridges improves his production. I've seen Cat working on his body, so if Cat improves and becomes more of an efficient player and an even player every single night, not have a night off and a great night, a night off and a great night, then maybe. But I'll be honest with you, I'm happy we've gotten so far these last playoffs, but we couldn't beat Indiana. And yeah, we were ahead with Boston, and most likely we had a very large chance of beating them. But if for some reason Tatum didn't go down with that Achilles, that series could have ended, all kinds of different ways. So that's the way I see it. I don't think the Knicks have enough. I think they need just a little bit more. Because if they get into the finals, and they had a lot of problems with the Indiana Pacers being so deep and so skilled. I mean, if you're playing against a better team like OKC, maybe not much better, but a better team like OKC, that's going to be really tough. The Knicks just don't have that. Of course, Mike Brown is going to use a different system. I think they're going to use their bench a little bit more, and they're going to be more. There's going to be more usage from more players, and so the players on the starting lineup will be preserved more throughout the season and, of course, through the playoffs, so they can contribute better and they won't be just worn out at the end of the season. So hopefully that kind of goes through like that, and Mike Brown makes the changes that need to be made. I hope the Knicks stay a tough defensive team, but I also hope the offense on the team improves, more players get involved, and it's just a smoother offense instead of just, Jalen Brunson, Cat, Jalen Brunson, Cat. I think we have to be more balanced on the offensive end. And that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of share that story from The Athletic with you. If you're a Knicks fan, share your thoughts on this. What do you think about the Mikal Bridges signing? Do you think there's any chance that the Knicks could get Giannis before the season or at the trade deadline? Because there's other options. The Knicks are not the only team that might possibly be fighting for him. He might not actually even want to go to the Knicks. Nobody knows. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. So share your thoughts in the comments, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.